Some lawyers might assign their research to a trusted paralegal. Others, though, will just fire up ChatGPT and hope for the best. What could go wrong? It's not like AI would just make up legal precedent out of nowhere, right? This law firm trusted a chat bot with their brief and then filed it with the court without proofreading it. Now they're going to be an ethics class PowerPoint slide for the next decade. And they are far from the only lawyers who have done this. Reputation ruining disasters such as this one are starting to pop up in bar complaints, ethics cases, and courtroom facepalms all over the country. These errors are even starting to show up at our highest levels of government, which is weird since they're supposedly hiring based on merit now. Welcome to Totally Real Law Firm, where we have the freshest info on how you can avoid malpractice and still use AI, even if sometimes our jokes might be a bit stale. Today we're covering ethics. I know, it wasn't my favorite topic in law school either. But as you're going to learn in this video today, it isn't just important to learn all about AI to improve your practice. I'm going to argue today that you have an ethical duty as a lawyer to at least have a basic understanding of AI and the ethical rules that you're bound by if you choose to use it. So let's talk about how you can avoid losing your law license because you trusted a bot a little too much with your job. Let's start with the case that we launched this video with, Mata versus Avianca, a 2023 case from the Southern District of New York. Avianca showed us just how bad a look it is if a lawyer relies too much on AI and then doesn't double-check the work. This case was so cursed that it led the ABA to offer ethics guidelines on how lawyers should use AI, which are rules we're going to be talking about a lot on this channel. Here's what happened. The plaintiff's attorney used ChatGPT to draft a motion for them where it relied on multiple cases that never existed. Defense counsel couldn't find these cases and then went to the judge. The judge couldn't find these cases either and ordered plaintiff's counsel to provide them. Now you think at this point that the right thing to do would be to go on to Lexis and pull the cases as they were ordered. Or there's the choice that would land you in the news, which is to double down, go back to ChatGPT and ask it to help ruin your career a little more. The lawyers in Avianca went with choice two. They asked ChatGPT to just spit out the text of the cases it cited and gave them to the court with no other checking. The judge described the output as gibberish and dismissed their case. Now, these lawyers were pretty lucky. They were only sanctioned, and they could have gotten far worse. But let's be honest, being the poster child for misuse of AI by lawyers is not why you want your firm to trend. So even if they didn't get disbarred for this, they made a career-ending mistake that I can imagine that they won't be able to bounce back from. Equally embarrassing was that this case was so egregious that it did finally push the ABA to offer guidance for lawyers on how to properly use AI. In 2024, which is shockingly late in the game. Avianca is hardly an isolated disaster. Incidents like this are showing up all over the country. There's this instance of Michael Cohen, the former Trump administration fixer. He pulled some cases off of Google Bard and gave them to his lawyers who used them for a brief in his criminal trial. Similar to Mata, Bard completely fabricated the cases that Cohen provided. Neither him nor his lawyers caught this error before filing the brief using them. As Cohen stated, he was not aware that AI didn't work like a search engine, so he didn't know that there was a possibility that the cases could be fake. Most recently, lawyers from Mike Lindell got into some hot water for this exact same thing in Colorado when they submitted fictional citations and court documents there. Again, these lawyers claim that they didn't know that this was a potential issue when you're using AI. And a very quick Google search can lead to hundreds of examples of this, to the point where there's even whole websites that are doing nothing else but tracking this problem. Now, I want to make this very clear. AI didn't break the rules. The lawyers did, by not verifying the information they were being given by it. I'll also emphasize that not knowing enough about AI to even know there could be hallucinations at all is not an excuse here. These lawyers should not have used it in the first place if they didn't even know enough about AI to know that this was a possibility. While generative AI is an incredibly useful tool, it is still just that, a tool. Ultimately, it's you, the lawyer, who signs these documents that are filed with the court, not the robot who helped you write the brief. Hallucinations, though, are far from the only way that AI can betray you. Potential fail one is that AI is trained off of the internet, meaning that there is an actual chance that your results are being based on some random Redditor's hot take answer to a 2014 post from r/legal. You don't want that. Like that uncle that you avoid talking to at the holidays, asking generative AI for legal analysis could lead to shockingly incorrect, misogynistic, or racist output. And like that same uncle, some AI models will give you shockingly incorrect, racist, or misogynistic outputs just because Elon Musk likes it better that way. I will mention that this was a joke I wrote into the script days ago and became reality before I had a chance to record this video a few days later. Potential fail too is that the data pulled from generative AI may already be obsolete. Unlike the major legal research platforms like Lexis and Westlaw, where cases and statutes are constantly being updated, generative AI is trained off of a snapshot of the entire internet. And that snapshot has a cutoff date. It is not in real time. For example, this screen grab from the day I wrote the script for this episode, July 11th, 2025, shows where ChatGPT's current cutoff date is. This means that if you're using the free version, the information that you're getting won't be updated past April 2023. There's one obvious ethical minefield when it comes to AI that I haven't mentioned yet in this video, which is client privacy. The next episode is going to be all about exactly that topic. And then obviously there are going to be plenty of other examples of how things can go wrong when you're using AI. And I probably couldn't count or even imagine all the ways in this video. My best advice for you is that by understanding AI basics and about how and when it can fail, you can be somewhat confident in your judgment about how to use it and still comply with ethical requirements. Or at least you will know enough of when not to touch it at all, or at least be very cautious. For example, you don't have to be an ethics expert or a computer scientist to know that you can't make up the cases you rely on in a brief. That remains the same on whether you make these cases up yourself or if AI does. Now that you know and hopefully understand that AI could make up cases, you're already ahead of every other lawyer that I've talked about in this video so far. Now, the next part of this video is the boring ethical stuff that you've probably been dreading, which is the rules. And this is super important for you as a lawyer to know. Because of that, the cyber managing partner here at Totally Real Law Firm insisted on explaining it personally. So I present to you the Doom 3000.
Doom 3000 initialized. Compliance module engaged. Evidence of extreme ethical risk and gross professional negligence detected. You ask Grok to write your personal injury brief. It invented 13 cases, relied on a statute repealed last year, and for reasons unknown advocated for the repealing of the 19th Amendment. Following violations suspected. Rule 1.1 Competence. Model Rule 1.1 requires lawyers to provide competent representation. This includes understanding the risks and benefits of the technology they choose to use. If you choose to use artificial intelligence to do your job, it is up to you to have a basic understanding of how it works, where it could fail, and when it does, and what it cannot do. Technology will not hide your incompetence, human. It will merely amplify it. Competence assessment failed. Beginning evaluation of supervisory ability. Let's determine whether you are qualified to operate tools more advanced than a stapler. Rule 5.3 Supervision of Nonlawyers. Lawyers are required to supervise the conduct of non-lawyer assistants, including artificial intelligence tools used in legal work. If you use AI to create, analyze, or prepare legal materials, it is your assistant. You are responsible for the output. When you ask AI to help you research, and then don't double-check the accuracy of that information, that isn't an oopsie, it is malpractice. As part of the investigation into your failures, Doom 3000 has reviewed your Google search history. A summary follows. Compliance violations confirmed. Doom 3000 has logged these violations and has ordered the following consequences for your failure. Your state bar has been informed. Your student loan carrier has been notified. We have posted these violations on your alumni LinkedIn page. Your therapist's group chat has been alerted. Your browser history has been forwarded to your mother. Doom 3000 estimates total extermination of professional and personal reputation in 3, 2, 1. Further violations may result in your professional reputation being reclassified as Exhibit A in ethics presentations worldwide. Ethical violations processed. Human fallibility confirmed. Doom 3000 will now commence relaunching the interface to the dumpster fire with a law license running this channel.
Dumpster fire with a law license. Somebody hacked that family group chat again. Thank you, Doom 3000. That was as informative as it was traumatic. You may be thinking now, Rachel, what can I use AI for? I really don't want to be an ethics CLE cautionary tale. Plus, I don't really want any more people seeing my browser history. And that is a great question. While the Doom 3000 does thrive on embarrassing you for your mistakes, I'm here to help you avoid public humiliation by avoiding these mistakes in the first place. This channel, along with everything else we are working on, are going to be teaching you exactly that. All of the ways that you can use AI in your practice without getting sanctioned, or worse. Now, here is the most important rule for a beginner lawyer to remember when it comes to AI. Don't use AI to practice law. Don't use it to draft documents. Don't use it for legal analysis. And don't put confidential information into it. Use AI to help you, not to replace you. Don't use it to replace the fun part of lawyering. That isn't even what AI is best for. Whether you're on a free or a plus version of ChatGPT or some other AI model such as Google Bard, the best things to use AI for are those tasks that are easy to automate or that cover time-intensive administrative work. Think getting help at writing optimized content for your site or social media posts, not researching or drafting legal documents. Now, with 60% of all US lawyers working solo, small firm, or probably are in between jobs, more of you than ever may need to figure out how to work for yourselves and preserve your sanity in the process. Preserve it by using AI to save you time on these types of administrative tasks, not by practicing law. Go ahead and like this video and share it with the person you're in law school with that has definitely had ChatGPT write a brief for them. Go ahead and have some offensive contact with that subscribe button so that you start to see future videos as well. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where we have dedicated content like mini practical AI lessons, funny stuff about AI, and weekly news wrap-ups about all things AI that the lawyers who use it need to know. And I'll see you in the next one, where we are going to be talking more ethics, but this time about your client's privacy and how AI is totally going to snitch on you. Make sure you hit that bell icon so that you know as soon as that one is out.
All right, we are recording. Let me straighten you out there.
Do your best.
Like Ben Affleck and Chasing Amy.
Or Geely.
Ben Affleck and Geely.